Heyo, I started a bit early because, well, here you can see why.
Forward.
They are already on the way.
Judge Stephen there, presiding.
Good morning, everyone can see. Going to turn on the Zoom, and once I'm logged in, at that point, we will move forward.
Yeah, I mean, the court in Georgia should take orders from this judge, who's actually he's on time. Imagine that. It's actually possible. Yeah, it's the sentencing of Charlie Adelson. And it's the same judge as in the Donna Adelson arraignment. It's going to be the same judge in both trials. And yeah, it will be, I mean, there aren't many other sentences he can get, but it will still be interesting to hear from Dan Markel's family.
As with all things computers, it needs an update. Let's go ahead and make the appearances while the computer is performing its function.
Georgia Kappelman and Sarah Dugan for the state, Your Honor.
On behalf of Mr. Adelson, who is present.
And we're here this morning for final disposition after jury trial case. Did either the state or the defense have anything they needed to raise concerning the pre-sentence investigation report?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Very well. The pre-sentence investigation report will be filed as a part of the court record. Once the Zoom has finished updating, from there I will open up the Zoom room, and I believe the victims' families were intending to either be present or make additional victim impact statements. Ms.
Yes,
Kappelman?
sir. We have several members of the family that will be present, and one will be speaking on behalf of the family.
Mr. Rauschbaum, does your client wish to make a statement, or will you be making any argument on behalf of counts 2 and 3?
Both of us will be making a very quick statement. I'll make a quick argument, and Mr. Adelson would like to make a very quick statement.
They'll be given the opportunity to do so. First, we will take the victim impact statements. If the parties are intending to sign into the Zoom, you may do so. Just make sure your devices are on mute or problems.
Those quick pauses is not from my stream. I don't know where it comes from. Yes, Bazaar over at Rumble. Charlie Adelson looks like crap, and probably good reason. I mean, a month ago, he might even have thought he got away with it, but here we are. Yeah, and hello everybody. Sorry, I haven't had time to say hello to everybody. Hello, All Ryan Red, GG, Sardonism, Shanigram. Hey, Big Sis. Yeah, Sonny Tanner should be in the court.
Good morning, Mr. Markel.
I hope.
Good morning, sir.
I believe Mr. Markel and Shelley Markel is
Serious.
expecting.
I'm going to refresh and see if that helps.
Dan, I only.
Provided today on behalf of the family.
Yes, thank you.
You may speak when you're ready.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Phil Markel. I am Dan Markel's father. Dan, my only son, was born October 9, 1972 in Montreal, Quebec. During that time in Quebec, husbands were not allowed to actually be in the delivery room during a child's birth. However, since the obstetrician was a very close friend of ours, I was allowed to experience the most amazing of moments, the birth of my son. I will never forget the emergence of his head, and then those shoulders of an NFL football fullback, a boy of 10 pounds. There I was, holding in my arms this gift of life, my son. From the time he was a child, my son had tremendous energy, intelligence, and great warmth. Dan had a vibrant, fun-loving personality and lived life to its fullest. Danny loved to socialize, dance, cook, entertain, and play sports, and dedicated himself wholeheartedly to everything that he did. He always looked to do his utmost to improve and achieve better results in every activity that he did. This desire of improvement and commitment to excellence was a defining character. I fondly remember taking Danny skiing up the hills in the Laurentian Mountains. He rode up the mountain between my legs, holding on to the T-bar, and then coming down the ski hill yelling with great joy, "Faster, Dad, faster!" Then, as he grew a little older, he played hockey at the local park. To improve his skating skills, he requested to take a speed skating lesson with a local coach who was from Russia, and he had a reputation of being a very tough coach. Dan persevered, and after every hockey lesson, he came off the ice with a red face, totally out of breath, because he always gave it. At the age of 13, Danny developed the idea that he was going to Harvard University for his college education. He discovered that the acceptance requirements for Harvard were not only good grades, but also work for the community and charitable work. To achieve these goals, he revived his high school newspaper, he became the newspaper's editor, the business manager, and performed charitable deeds and volunteered in the community. After years of hard work and determination, Dan was accepted to Harvard. He graduated from Harvard magna cum laude, went on to study at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem for 1 year, and then earned a master's in philosophy and political theory from Emmanuel College at the University of Cambridge in England. He returned thereafter to Harvard Law School to earn his law degree, and went on to become an extremely successful lawyer, influential legal scholar. Dan served as a law clerk for a federal judge, worked as an associate at a prestigious law firm in Washington, D.C., and then secured a prestigious teaching position at FSU College of Law. In a few short years, Dan became a full tenured law at the age of 41, quite unusual. Dan co-authored a book and published many articles in highly regarded law journals and newspapers like the New York Times. Dan's work was influential, and he gave lectures and presented at universities around the world. Although Dan was fond of his Canadian roots, he was very dedicated to the FSU Law School and the Tallahassee community. He was recognized as a scholar who contributed and made a difference in the world. While Dan's career was important to him, family meant everything to Dan. Dan's marriage produced 2 boys, Benjamin and Lee. The world.
The glitches are from the
Dan arranged
stream.
his entire life.
I can't do anything about it.
2 boys. He would arrange his teaching schedule, travel plans, exercise, activities, all around his desire to spend as much time as possible with his 2 boys. He would meet them for breakfast at their preschool. He would sit in the middle of a circle with Benjamin and Lincoln and all the other classmates and tell stories, read or sing songs as they ate breakfast. Benjamin and Lincoln were his pride and joy, and meant absolutely everything to him. Dan made sure that he and the boys came to Montreal and Toronto to attend every family affair and visit with all the extended Markel family, including grandparents, uncles, aunts, and many numerous cousins. Despite the distance, Dan felt that the boys had to know and be a part. He also made sure that he and the boys participated in the Tallahassee community. They were involved in the local synagogue. Dan left home at the young age of 17 to go to Harvard, but he always came home for summer vacation, holidays, and all family functions. Danny and I, despite the fact that we lived quite far apart, regularly communicated by text, email, and phone calls. Despite the physical distance, as time moved on, we grew ever so much closer. At Dan's suggestion, we would plan to talk and have a meal together. At the appointed day and time, we each would prepare our meals, set our tables with a tablet in the middle, and over Skype, we would sit together and enjoy each other's company for a couple of hours despite the actual distance. Dan's life was abruptly cut short, and he was forever taken from me, his boys, and the rest of our family, and all his many friends and colleagues. My life has been a total disarray since Dan's murder. Many nights, I wake up in the middle of the night in a terrible sweat, with thoughts of Dan's murder and all that has happened. There is not a single day in my life since Danny's death that in one way or another he does not enter into my thoughts. And I miss him with all my heart. I'm constantly reminded of Dan's murder and his absence. When I meet new people, the topic of discussion always comes up when they ask whether I have children. How do I respond? It is difficult to put into words the heinous acts that took Danny away from us, the unthinkable pains that I must live with every single day. Losing a son or a daughter is something I wish nobody should have to experience. It's not in the order of nature. Danny, I continue to hope and pray for justice and the return to normalcy of seeing and playing a vital role in the lives of our two grandsons, Ben and Lincoln. It has been a number of years since I last wrote a feedback statement, sharing how Danny's death has affected me. Despite our persistent efforts, we still do not have a real relationship with Danny's sons, Ben and Lincoln. Visits are limited and very controlled. For 6 years, we were denied any and all visits with the boys. In the last 2 years, I've been permitted 60 to 90-minute visits. This really painful. And I feel like not only have I lost my son, but I have effectively lost two of my grandkids.
Yep. All these hiccups and breaks are from the actual court feed. I can't do anything about it. I will try to pause a few seconds now and talk a bit in hope that if we allow it to go forward a minute maybe, that it might solve itself. But I wouldn't keep any bets up.
Well, even their family names have been changed from Markel to Adelson. While we work hard to help introduce a new bill in the state of Florida known as the Markel Act, which gives grandparents important rights, unfortunately, our relationship with Ben and Lincoln has not been materially improved. As this bill was coming to fruition, there was a lot of negative publicity in the press and media about Danny's ex-wife, Wendy. In my opinion, Wendy was focused on improving her public image, and as a result, extended an invitation to us to Ben's bar mitzvah. Ruth and I were invited to attend only the ceremonial part of this important stage in the Jewish boy's life. And we were not invited to participate in any reception typical of this celebration. But this invitation opened the door to one of the limited visits described above. In order not overwhelm Ben and Lincoln on this important day, we asked to arrange a meeting before the markets in order to make things easier on the boys, who we hadn't been allowed to visit in years. We were able to arrange a brief 90-minute supervised visit to Ben and Lincoln, and a few weeks before the bar mitzvah. However, immediately after our brief visit, Charlie was arrested, and Wendy rescinded our invitation to the bar mitzvah. At the time, she said that they were going to either postpone or completely cancel this bar mitzvah ceremony. Neither of those happened. Excuse me.
Yeah, I will make a video about it this afternoon, but it was as expected. But I know a bunch of you wanted to see it live, and it's really infuriating that court is chronically from 30 minutes to 90 minutes late each day. It's so disrespectful. But I will do a video this afternoon, or your afternoon. It's already afternoon here. All right, let's continue.
Take your time, sir.
Instead, My understanding is that the Adelsons went on to have the bar mitzvah ceremony and party, all without the Markel family's presence or participation. Missing out on this important moment in Ben's life was incredibly painful. After so many years without Danny, we had hoped to make progress in forging a consistent relationship with his sons, but this still has many challenges. This is the year that Lincoln turns 13, the age of bar mitzvah. As yet, we have not been informed of bar mitzvah, nor if we will be invited to participate in this very important time of Lincoln's life. I have very little hope that we will be allowed to participate in this important life cycle event. Dan's murder brought his life abruptly to an end for no sensible reason and has affected a countless number of people. The legal community is deprived of Dan's wisdom and ideas, which made the world a better place. Dan's students are deprived of the experience of having Dan as a brilliant professor and caring mentor, showing them a path. Dan's colleagues can no longer benefit from Dan's friendship, insights, and scholarly discussions and debates. Ruth and I have been deprived of our son, who has been taken away from us so suddenly. Ben and Lincoln must go through life without their father, who loved them with all his being. The boys have been deprived of their father's entire family after Dan's murder. We have no idea of what these two boys know or have been told about Danny's death. I truly believe that they have from the ages of 3 and 4 years of age to the present day. I also have no idea what the boys know of us, the entire Markel family, our history, etc., and especially how much we all love them and how we wish they were active part of our family. Both Ruth, Both Ruth and I are approaching 80 years of age. At this moment, we are healthy, but one does not know what tomorrow brings. The wheels of justice turn very, very slowly, but so far we're very grateful that they're still turning. We're very grateful to Tallahassee law enforcement, to the state attorney and all their staff, to all our relatives and friends, including the hundreds of Danny's friends and colleagues around the world, for their constant support over these long 10 years. To all the podcasters who work hard to keep alive this unbelievable story. We are still waiting for Benjamin Lincoln to have a more normal relationship with the Markel family as we wait in pain and anguish. The Adelson family, in particular Charlie Adelson, has been a major cause of our heartbreak and the murder of our son Danny and the loss of our 2 grandsons. I have suffered tremendously, and we as a family continue to suffer. It is satisfying to see justice being done, and it would be appropriate to ask for the maximum sentence for the perpetrators of Danny's murder. Thank you. Today is a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Markel. Was there anything else that you wish to say as a part of your victim impact?
No, sir.
Ms. Kappelman?
The court, as Your Honor, received those and had an opportunity to review them.
I did. I was able to review the letters. They were also a part of the pre-sentence investigation packet, which will be filed in the court file as well.
Yes, sir. Nothing further regarding victim impact.
What is the state's argument with regard to sentence, at least as it concerns counts 2 and 3?
In regards to counts 2 and 3, Your Honor, we are seeking the maximum sentence. We're asking for consecutive 30-year sentences on both of those. I have prepared a score sheet in reference to those. May I approach?
You may. Have you already showed the score sheet to Mr. Rushbaugh?
I think so, but I'll.
Well, the only ones that's really left is Wendy, his sister, mother of the children, and I don't think she wants to be around any of her family anymore for many different reasons. And then you have the brother that was ostracized a while back, and he doesn't like his family. So don't know. Hiding with Wendy, I assume.
Thank you. Does the state have any further presentation to make?
The only other matter.
Earl's gonna give a brief statement that is interesting.
Go ahead.
The only other matter, Your Honor, is that in reference to costs of prosecution, we've been attempting to gather up some of the necessary financial paperwork from the FBI and TPD and my office as well to see if we can come to an agreement with the defense on what costs of prosecution should be ordered in this case. We have not been able to do that yet, so I would ask for Your Honor to reserve that issue for 90 days. It's possible, as I said, we can reach an agreement on it, but if not, I would ask for a hearing sometime around 90 days to make a determination about costs of prosecution.
Good point.
Rashbaum, do you have any argument to make on behalf of your client as to counts 2 or 3?
Judge, we understand the situation. We just ask that those counts be run concurrently.
Very well. Mr. Adelson, I'm going to give you the opportunity to make a statement if you wish. You do not have to speak. However, this is your opportunity if you choose to do so.
I do.
Let's
You may
listen to
stand.
this asshole.
Same. I would just like to say that I maintain my innocence.
Very well.
Short and concise.
Please rise. I'm now going to pronounce the sentence. With the jury having found you guilty of all 3 counts that you were charged with in your indictment of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and solicitation to commit first-degree murder, I am going to adjudicate you guilty of all 3 at this time, and you are going to be sentenced as follows. As to count 1, the first-degree murder count pursuant to section 782.04 and 775.082 Florida statutes, you are sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of release or parole. As to count 2, you are going to be sentenced consecutively to 30 years in the Department of Corrections for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. As to count 3, you are going to be sentenced to 30 years in the Department of Corrections consecutively for solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The credit for time served that applies in this matter is how much?
597.
597 days will be applied as credit for time served in this case. If the clerk could please read all fees and costs that would apply as well.
$2,100 as a fine pursuant to Florida statute 775.083, $105 as a 5% surcharge required by Florida statute 938.04, $20 as a court cost pursuant to Florida statute 938.06, fine stop or trust fund, $3 as a court cost pursuant to Florida statute 938.01, subsection 1, criminal justice trust fund, $50 pursuant to Florida statute 938.03, crime
Life without parole for the first-degree murder, then 30 years for each of the 2 other counts. So, and consecutively. So life plus 60. They can charge prosecution costs to the defendant, apparently. So, yeah. So if he had any money left after paying his lawyers, that's gone.
Compensation Trust Fund, $225 pursuant to Florida Statute 938.05. Local Government Criminal Justice Trust Fund, $2 of the court cost pursuant to Florida Statute 938.15. County Criminal Justice Education, County Code 7-26. $50 of the court cost pursuant to Florida Statute 775.083, subsection 2, County Crime Prevention. $3 of the court cost pursuant to Florida Statute 938.19, Clean Floor Assessment, Maryland County Florida Code 7-2. $65 of the court cost pursuant to Florida Statute 939.15, County Additional Court Cost, County Code 7-24, with a total of $2,623.
Mr. Rauschbaum, is there any lawful objection for you to raise to the assessment as announced by the clerk?
No, Your Honor.
Those amounts will be assessed at this time. Ms. Kappelman, I will reserve 90 days of jurisdiction to address the cost of prosecution in this case. By statute, the state is entitled to the 100, but this is in excess of the 100 is what you're referring to.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. 30 days to appeal both your conviction and now your sentence. Mr. Adelson, you are going to be fingerprinted today, and from here, you are going to be sent to the Department of Corrections to begin serving your sentence. Mr. Rauschbaum, if you please can timely file the notice of appeal, so that way there is no issues regarding any review of the conviction itself. Does either party have anything further to raise to the court before we finish for today?
Nothing from the state.
No, Your Honor.
We are in recess. Mr. and Mrs. Markell, have a good day. Thank you for being available so you can provide your victim impact statements. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Yeah, that is Charlie on his way to prison. All right, this is how a day in court should go. Smoothly, effectively. Anything the previous trial almost actively tries to avoid. Yeah, Charlie Adelson got 60 years, or he got, let's see, he got life without parole plus 60 years. That's what the others got too. And next trial in this saga is against Donna Adelson on January 6th, I believe. No, January 5th, somewhere around there. They will have a hearing about setting a court date around that. And yes, he got credit for time served, 597 days. So that puts another nail in the coffin for the Adelson family. Next person to face trial is Donna Adelson sometime next year. But both the prosecution and the defense said they are more or less ready. So I would assume they get a trial date somewhere end of January, maybe February. But and the Young Thug trial is on pause until January 2nd due to Shannon Stillwell being stabbed in jail Sunday night. And yeah. Okay, that brings us to the end of this stream. And next time I will see you is in an hour for Yodi Day. So I will see you then. I will send you all over to Jeff at Legal Vices so you can listen to him meanwhile. And I'll see you all back here in an hour. You all have fun, and yeah, talk to you later. Bye-bye.